Hey, what is going on with y'all, man? It is Black Balloon, and I'm coming back with another video, so y'all already know what's going on. Alright, y'all. Now, today, we are gonna do the last video that includes Diddy for a while. I know y'all probably getting tired of everybody talking about Diddy, but this was one I wanted to do just as far as talking about how all of this may have started, which I don't think we've done yet. You know, we've just been covering all of the allegations, especially when everything happened with Cassie. And we never really went over, what could possibly be the real reason of how all of this started. Like a bunch of people say, Diddy pissed off somebody, Diddy possibly the fall guy for something, blah, 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 right? So in this video, I wanted to go down that rabbit hole of, what could have possibly started all this, because it kind of came out of left field. Now, I'm not talking about, the rumors about Diddy. Of course, we've been hearing those and knowing those for years now. But as far as all of these lawsuits, obviously something happened in the industry. Something happened that Diddy did, and all of this stuff just came out. Because remember, the thing with Cassie, especially that hotel footage, that footage was held for years. So somebody released that footage. Somebody had enough power to get that footage put out against Diddy. Basically in this video, we definitely got to talk about the power of, these corporate spirit companies as far as alcohol, liquor, and wine. So 50 Cent had a really interesting clip on Earn Your Leisure, and he basically exposed where all of this stuff started from. So I thought this video, it would be cool to go ahead and play that clip. Of course, we'll discuss it, because what he said, I think he really told us where this all started from. A lot of people may haven't heard this clip or even paid attention to what he said, but we're going to get into it. And for the people that haven't heard it, you'll find this to be pretty interesting, and we've talked about this stuff. We've talked about it in the video with Kanye and Virgil. Remember we were talking about Bernard Arnault, the guy that owns Hennessy and that huge LVMH brand, billionaire, I think third richest person in the world. Remember, we got into some of this stuff. So, obviously these people hold a lot of power in that industry. And it's super interesting, y'all. It's super interesting. Plus, I got a clip I want to play from Charleston White, and I got one more clip as well. So this will be a pretty good video to kind of, wrap it up, unless something just wild comes out about Diddy or the names that they're, claiming they have. All right. So with that being said, y'all, we'll go ahead and jump into the first clip of this video. Check this out.
You have the experience with major corporations like me. My particular experience with Beam Suntory, it was great in the beginning. It's great for us to work for them. It's not so cool when you start to own things. You see what I'm saying? So I made a lot of money with them too. Like, there's a point they did a deal that mirrored what Puffy's deal with Diageo was for Ciroc. So he didn't have ownership of that at any point, but he was getting a lot of money, like almost like $60 million a year at one point. So when you see him go to De Leon is when you see him have some issues. And it gets bad. And these people have really strong relationships. Don't think that the civil case doesn't turn into a criminal case faster because he's making them uncomfortable. That's a big part of it. You know what I mean? Like, you look, when you go to the spirits businesses, it's not governed. They got a discus board that they created, right? If you got two companies that are $3 billion a year, and Beam Suntory and Diageo, the distribution level, it's very hard for you to get things to a point where you can do the numbers, the right numbers, the amount. So it's kind of like they incentivize the sales force by giving them box bonuses. And then when you sell the product, you get the bonuses off the boxes that's there. But you make that no matter what product you're selling. So if you sell Hennessy or Remy out the gate, they start to put downward pressure on the new companies. You see, I had a lawsuit with Remy. They said that because I had an oval shaped bottle that there was some sort of product confusion, and I'm like, where? It's a big B in the middle of the fucking bottle. Like you don't own the shape, the whole shape of the bottle, you know. And then we had went in there for a little while until it came, I started saying shit like 1738. I bet they had slaves. Then shit got uncomfortable, and it was like, look, relax, okay? Can we make donations to existing foundations to make you feel happy? But they do spend $63 million targeting African American male consumers a year. Remy, specifically. So that's why that would be uncomfortable, me making those statements. And it's risk versus reward. It doesn't make sense to fight the fight. So they said, let's just let that go.
Now, what was very interesting to note that clearly sticks out of everything 50 Cent said in that clip. There were two things, actually. He said, don't think a civil lawsuit will turn into a criminal lawsuit when you start to make them uncomfortable. That is as blatant as anything. So, what he just said was they will quickly, go against you, turn this civil lawsuit into something criminal, dig up stuff from your past, dig up stuff from what you are currently doing when you make them uncomfortable. And now, you're pretty much going to bow down to them because you're not going to want anything that they have on you to come out. And I thought that was wow. He basically just told you what it was, why all of this stuff is happening. It doesn't mean that, it's not true. Obviously, this stuff is true. But, this is what started the, I guess, trickle down effect for Diddy. As if he got outside of himself. It's like, we're using you to promote these brands. He said Diddy didn't own it. We're using you just like all these other rappers, Rick Ross, 50 Cent himself, all these rappers that get into stuff with these spirits and alcohols. We're using you to promote this. We're allowing you to make millions and millions of dollars. But as soon as you try to go against us, sue us, and try to own something in your own name, now we really gonna show you who's boss. So it's like, even, you think Diddy is someone powerful, a billionaire, he's this and he's that, but he's still really owned and used as like a toy to these people. Remember what Kanye said. He said racism and all that stuff in Paris and London, he said that is a whole nother level over there. This is the stuff Kanye really goes in on right here. Because he recognizes the barriers that you still can't get in front of as like a black artist or a black owner of anything, really. And you look at it with Diddy, most people don't know that. These dudes don't own these alcohol brands, these spirits, these wines. They're brand ambassadors. They're promoting this stuff to the culture. This is what we talked about in that video. I'll link the video. Go back to the one with Kanye and Virgil. We were talking about this with Hennessy. How it's literally promoted to black people, to rappers. What did 50 Cent just say? He said, Remy, they spend $63 million a year promoting it to blacks, to black Americans. Young black people. Imagine the return from that investment. You think a company is going to spend $63 million, to promote it toward a certain demographic of people just to make 100? No, they are raking. Imagine that. Nobody is dumb enough to spend 63 million without the return being massive. And that's just Remy. And he made a point to say that. He said, that's just Remy. That's not Hennessy. That's not any other brand, you know? So these companies know exactly who to promote their product to. And honestly, this is just like anything else. When people be like, oh, why y'all, black folk, why y'all still buying Gucci, all these racist brands? Bro, it's the same thing with alcohol. They are literally just raping your pockets and then raping your soul right up out of you because you continue to drink these demonic ass spirits from Remy, Hennessy, all these tequila brands. Yo, it's the same thing. And it is crazy to actually hear him say how much they spend a year promoting this product to a certain people. Listen to that. This is an AP News article, right? Now, this article was going into the lawsuit that Diddy had withdrawn against Diageo, right? As a part of a settlement. It says both sides agreed to resolve all disputes between them. They came to a settlement, right? Diageo is now the sole owner of Ciroc Vodka and DeLeon Tequila, right? Which are two brands that Combs had promoted in the past and has no business relationship with Combs going forward. That's all he was, y'all. Just a brand ambassador. It says Combs signed a deal to promote Ciroc in 2007 and purchased DeLeon with Diageo in 2013. Says the neglect worsened after Diageo bought two competing tequila brands, Don Julio in 2014 and Casamigos in 2017. Diageo owns more than 200 brands, including Guinness Beer and Tanqueray Gin. Combs, who is black, also accused Diageo of racism. Combs said Diageo leadership told him race was one of the reasons it limited distribution to urban neighborhoods. Combs also told some Diageo leaders resented him for making too much money, which means certain brands they were pushing on, other places more than urban neighborhoods. They were picking and choosing. And now this is the biggest part to notice. This is from the AP article. So whoever wrote this knew, this was something that could have started everything with Diddy. This article was wrote back in January of this year. It says Combs' reputation took a serious hit after the lawsuit was filed. In November, he was sued by R&B singer Cassie. Remember, that was back in 2023 when Cassie sued him. This lawsuit, I think, was in May or March in 2023. So we're talking about no more than 5 to 6 months later, he was hit with the first big lawsuit from Cassie that started this whole thing that is leading up to right now. So you got to think, why would this article say that? Combs' reputation took a serious hit after the lawsuit was filed. Meaning they may have settled this thing out, but that's it. They even said no further details of the settlement were released. So whatever happened, they was like, all right, cool. We got you. You're going to try to sue us, call us racist, do all of this. All right. We finna put your ass right back into your place. Meaning you don't mean shit to us. This is a company that Warren Buffett, people like him, have stakes in. Like over 250,000 shares in Diageo. So we're talking about big business, billions of dollars. London-based spirits giant. I think they're like the biggest manufacturer of spirits. So you have to think about how much money and how much power these companies really have. These are people you most likely will never see. But you only really even know about it because some of these rappers and, people who you think are billionaires and people who you think are super rich are connected to it. But really, these people are just ambassadors, y'all. Like, people been bigging up Puff and Jay-Z and all these folks who you think billionaires, and like, I don't even think they billionaires, man. Some of this stuff just ran up and, put out in front of people of the culture, put out in front of black people to make these folks look like saviors to y'all. So you can keep on idolizing them. They can keep on selling these products that they telling you they own. It's just an illusion. That's the way to sell the product. Yeah, we own this, blah, blah, blah. Now you got people out here, hell yeah, I'm drinking on Jay-Z liquor. I'm drinking on the Rock liquor. I'm drinking on this shit Diddy. I'm drinking on some Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially with Rick Ross, too. Like, man, these people are selling dreams. That's their job. And it's crazy that millions have failed for it and then turned these guys into multi-millionaires. Said he was making up to $60 million a year off an illusion. Ain't that something? So, y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about this. Cause man, it's crazy to read this stuff when we really dig into it, right? Now, on this part of the video, I also want to play a clip from Charleston White, and he just kind of, it wasn't really like an ignorant clip or anything. He just kind of goes in on what he thought about the whole Diddy thing and, the power structure at the top of, these companies and how evil, is in high places. And I thought it would be a good clip to go ahead and add to this video. Then we'll come back and we'll talk about some stuff a little bit more, y'all. So with that being said, check this out.
It reminded me of how you said you don't even want more than $5 million.
Every major person have been to his party. They're starting to release photos of Aaliyah was at the party.
LeBron, Kobe.
Why you think ain't nobody saying nothing? They're not bashing him.
They not unfollowing him. They not nothing.
Man, they would delete my videos off their platform. Think about that, nigga. They would delete my videos off their platform. They won't even invite me when he talk about people. Homie, these allegations have always been there. So how they trying to, homie, they've been ignoring this, turning the blinds eye forever. That's why I came attacking the industry, the culture, the community. And nigga, push back. And everything out of the, it's been 5 years and then it unfolded. And it's still no pushback. It's still no motherfucking pushback against Puffy. None, homie. Even when Charlamagne got him on the Breakfast Club and asked him about the video, when he said, I love how you be scrambling and scraping it. Man, he didn't give him no real pushback, homie. Nigga, even when Cassie came out, nigga, wasn't nobody at first. Nigga, they were still rocking with Puffy. So think about Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama. Nigga, remember Puffy was with them with the Rock the Vote. All of this have always hovered over Puffy's head as a dark cloud. And they know this to be true. But nigga, they turn the blind eye. Homie Puffy got some pictures, man, with Donald Trump, Russell Simmons from way back when he was a young pup. Man, the white boy always find them a good nigga. Like Puffy. It's a nigga around here like named Jim Shaw. They use them kind of niggas to find them niggas out of our culture in the industry to go recruit the niggas and the girls that's down with the freaking. Everybody was down with the freaking. Puffy just the fall guy. Nigga, you know how many people shaking in their boots that's on them tapes? It's no different than Jeffrey Epstein's island list. Homie, Chris Tucker name on there. There's a bunch of people name on there. But isn't it ironic that they giving us all the details about Puffy and then give us no details about Jeffrey Epstein? So, homie, I just want to remind people, as humble and as meek and righteous you think your favorite celebrity is, they exist in an evil world. And for them to maintain in that world, they have to be okay with evil things. Whether that's T.I., man, you have to be okay with evil things because you don't get this high. Religious people have always said that evil things and evil high power of principalities exist in high places. Evil exists in high places, huh? How do you think he could do that for so long? And now you got videos of later of him coming out saying, man, they might arrest me for these kind of mother parties.
Now, the verse Charleston White was trying to recite obviously was Ephesians 6:12. That's exactly what he was talking about when it comes to us dealing with spiritual wickedness in high places. Y'all already know how it goes. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. So that's what he meant by evil existing in high places. So if we want to go, with Diddy going against these powerful people in the spirit business, then it's, you can automatically assume that these people know, and they've been knew what Diddy was involved in. And if they are the people that went after him and caused all of this to happen, as far as all of these lawsuits and everything Diddy has been going through in the last year, then, what Charleston White was talking about makes a lot of sense, because these people already knew, the industry already knew, of course. These companies that he worked with, this is the kind of stuff that they hold over your head. Like Diddy was doing the same thing to other people, holding things over their head, recording them having sex, recording them in positions that if they ever tried to say anything, they could put this out, blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing that they just did to Diddy. As in these companies, these spirit companies that, have way more money, way more power, and they are the ones who exposed Diddy. They basically started this for Diddy going against the establishment in a sense, right? When I listened to that clip, I thought it would be good for this video. I know a lot of y'all got different opinions about Charleston White, but, sometimes when he really talks and is serious, he really tells the truth, and I don't think he's scared of telling that truth. And I also thought it was interesting how he said, he would never want more than $5 million, because we all know having that kind of money is what make these people sick. Like being able to do and have everything in this world, that was never the intention for humans, not to have everything. Because now whatever you imagine, you can go and get. Whatever kind of, sexual thing you imagine doing with a woman or a man, if you go both ways, you can go and get it. And someone like Diddy, who's been doing this since the 90s, man, it's just turned him rotten. And that's just what it is at the end of the day. And he's been protected this entire time by the industry. He's been protected, until you decide to go against the grain, boom, all this stuff comes out. Now we release everything that we have on you. And that's the kind of money and power that, these celebrities are dealing with. And it also gives you an insight that, these are just people who have power in the rap game. They have no power when it comes to, world stage type of shit. They're still used as puppets, like they're really not, Diddy is a 33rd degree Mason. You know what I'm saying? He's not getting in those doors that Kanye complains about, that, he makes his whole life trying to expose. Like, they're not getting in those doors still. And this whole thing with Diddy is something that really lets us know. It's even like that, y'all know that thing that was in 2018 of the guy who got arrested and said he was Diddy's sex slave. Remember that interrogation that came out? I think it was in Miami. The detectives that was questioning that guy, I think his name was like Jonathan Odie or something like that. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But they had no idea what this dude was talking about.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Cause what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave. Okay, for them that's what I was. I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued him for the herpes and won. But they did. Mark Erebos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally, and it's possible, I threw everything out, it's possible I can produce a copy.
He said, I'm Diddy and Cassie's sex slave. I have sex in front of Diddy with Cassie, and he tells me what he want me to do to Cassie. This is in 2018, y'all. So, and this came out, this resurfaced when all this stuff happened. So you got to think about that. You know, I don't think the internet just pulled that clip out of thin air. I think, you know, the people who were behind putting out all this information about Diddy, they made that footage resurface, or they found that footage, or I don't know, but it's not a coincidence that this guy just randomly said, he described exactly what was in the lawsuit when Cassie filed it. And that's actually crazy. So that lets you know, man, these people got power. And, you know, Diddy paying for going against it. So, yeah, y'all, I think that'll go ahead and wrap up this video. Like I said, you know, I just wanted to cover, you know, the possible reason on why all of this started in the first place. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that, man. What's y'all opinion? If anything I missed, you know, y'all be sure to let me know in the comments. Whatever y'all want to see next on the channel, man, let me know and we'll get to working on it. And with that being said, it's Black Balloon, and I'm going to see y'all soon. I'm out.